Imagine there's one simple word that most of us use every day. We say it without thinking, out of habit, almost automatically. And because it's so familiar, we rarely stop to consider how powerful it can actually be. But what if this one word could gradually change the way you experience your life? Not overnight, not through magic, but through a small shift in perspective that grows stronger over time. The funny thing is, many people would probably be disappointed when they hear what the word is. Because we tend to look for complicated answers. We search for secret techniques, life-changing formulas, hidden knowledge. Yet some of the most meaningful changes begin with something surprisingly simple. Before I reveal the word, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself waiting for life to get better? Maybe you were hoping for a new job, a promotion, more money, a better relationship, a breakthrough that would finally make things easier. And while you were waiting, most of your attention was focused on what you didn't have yet. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, it's completely normal. Our brains are naturally wired to notice what's missing, what's wrong, what needs fixing, what could potentially go wrong. It's one of the reasons humans have survived for so long. But in modern life, that same tendency can sometimes work against us. Without realizing it, many of us spend our lives in a constant state of almost happy, almost successful, almost satisfied. We tell ourselves, I'll relax when I earn more money. I'll be happy when I reach my goal. I'll enjoy life once I solve this problem. And yet something interesting often happens. We reach the goal. We solve the problem. We get what we wanted. And before long, our minds find something new to worry about. A new challenge, a new problem, a new reason to postpone happiness. Have you noticed that? If so, maybe the issue isn't just our circumstances. Maybe it's where we're placing our attention every day. And that brings us back to the word I mentioned earlier. That word is thank you. Simple, right? But I'm not talking about the polite thank you we say out of habit. I'm talking about genuine gratitude, the kind that makes you pause for a moment and truly appreciate something. Think back to the last time you felt real gratitude. Not just saying the words, actually feeling them. Maybe someone helped you when you needed it most. Maybe you experienced an unexpected moment of peace during a stressful week. Maybe you spent time with someone you care about. Or maybe you simply appreciated a quiet moment when everything felt okay. When you were in that state, were you focused on everything that was missing? Probably not. Were you thinking about all your problems? Most likely, no. That's what's so interesting about gratitude. It doesn't instantly change your circumstances, but it changes the way you relate to them. And that can make a bigger difference than many people realize, because the way we see life influences the decisions we make. Imagine two people facing the exact same challenge, same situation, same obstacles, same uncertainty. The first person focuses entirely on what's going wrong. The second person notices the difficulties too, but also recognizes what they still have: their skills, their experience, their health, their friends, their opportunities. Which person is more likely to find a solution? Most people would probably say the second one, not because they're luckier, but because they're looking at the situation through a different lens. That's why gratitude isn't just a positive emotion. It's a way of training your attention. It teaches your mind to notice what's already working instead of focusing exclusively on what's missing. And over time, that creates a powerful shift. When people become more grateful, they often become calmer. When they're calmer, they tend to make better decisions. When they make better decisions, they often get better results. No magic required, just a different way of seeing. Of course, many people dismiss gratitude because they only think about it when life is going well, but its real value often appears during difficult times, when things don't go according to plan, when life feels uncertain, when challenges seem overwhelming. That's when a simple question can be surprisingly powerful. What can I still be grateful for right now? Maybe it's the people who support you. Maybe it's the lessons you've learned. Maybe it's the fact that you're stronger than you were a year ago. Maybe it's simply another chance to start fresh tomorrow. Sometimes the smallest answers are the most important ones, and sometimes they help us reconnect with what truly matters. So here's a simple experiment I'd like to invite you to try. For the next 7 days, before you check your phone in the morning, before you scroll through social media, before you read the news, take just 1 minute. Think of 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. They don't have to be big. You don't need to write them down. You don't need to tell anyone. Just notice them. That's all. Then pay attention throughout your day. Notice your mood. Notice your thoughts. Notice how you respond to everyday situations. You may not feel a dramatic difference on day 1, or even day 2. But after a week, something interesting might happen. You may find yourself focusing less on what you lack, and paying more attention to what you already have. And that's often where meaningful change begins. Not with grand promises, not with complicated systems, not with life hacks, but with the simple habit of appreciating what's already present in your life. So before you leave, I'd like to ask you one final question. If you paused for a moment right now, what is one thing you're truly grateful for today? Share it in the comments below. Your answer might remind someone else of the good things in their own life. And if this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more videos about personal growth, mindset, and living with greater intention. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.